Ecuador is often known for its breathtaking landscapes, the Galapagos Islands, and its rich culture. But in recent years, it has also gained international attention for something much darker: organized crime, drug trafficking, and violent gangs. As a key route between Colombia and Peru, two of the world's largest cocaine producers, Ecuador has become a battleground for cartels, mafias, and street gangs fighting for power. Tonight, we dive into 10 real gangster stories from Ecuador that reveal the country's shocking underworld. Story 1. Los Choneros, Ecuador's most powerful gang. No story of Ecuador's underworld can begin without Los Choneros. Founded in the province of Manabí in the 1990s, the gang began as a small-time criminal group involved in robberies and extortion. But over time, they transformed into Ecuador's largest and most feared criminal organization, linked directly to Colombian and Mexican cartels. Led for years by Jorge Luis Zambrano, known as Rasquiña, Los Choneros built a vast empire. They controlled drug routes along Ecuador's Pacific coast, ran extortion rackets inside prisons, and carried out brutal assassinations. Even after Rasquiña's assassination in 2020, Los Choneros didn't disappear. Instead, they fractured into rival factions, plunging Ecuador into a wave of prison riots and street violence. Story 2. The death of Rasquiña. The assassination of Jorge Luis Zambrano was a turning point in Ecuador's criminal history. On December 28, 2020, Rasquiña was shot dead while sitting in a shopping mall in Manta. His death triggered a brutal power struggle within Los Choneros. Factions like Los Lobos, Los Tiguerones, and Los Chone Killers split from the main gang, each fighting for control of lucrative drug routes. The result was a bloody wave of violence inside Ecuador's prisons, with massacres that shocked the nation. One of the worst massacres occurred in 2021 at the Aje Literal Penitentiary in Guayaquil, where over 120 inmates were killed in a single day, many beheaded or burned alive. It was one of the deadliest prison riots in Latin American history. Story 3. Los Lobos, the Wolf Pack. After breaking away from Los Choneros, Los Lobos became one of Ecuador's most violent gangs. Known as the Wolf Pack, they quickly gained notoriety for extreme brutality. Los Lobos not only dominate prisons, but also control cocaine shipments leaving Ecuador's ports. Their rise has been linked to alliances with Mexico's Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, one of the world's most powerful cartels. In 2022, Los Lobos carried out one of the deadliest prison massacres, killing dozens of rival inmates in coordinated attacks. Their ruthlessness has made them one of Ecuador's most feared groups. Story 4. Los Tiguerones, the Young Tigers. Another splinter group from Los Choneros. Los Tiguerones is made up of younger recruits. They quickly became infamous for narco-style assassinations, motorcycle drive-bys, and social media videos flaunting weapons and luxury. The gang gained control of parts of Guayaquil, Ecuador's largest city, and have been involved in extorting local businesses and recruiting teenagers. Their rise reflects how Ecuador's gang wars are increasingly fought by youth willing to kill for fast money and status. Story 5. The Guayaquil Prison Massacres. No gangster story in Ecuador is complete without discussing the repeated massacres inside its prisons. Overcrowded, corrupt, and controlled by gangs, Ecuador's prisons are often described as fortresses for organized crime. Inmates smuggle in weapons, run businesses, and order killings on the outside. Between 2021 and 2023, hundreds of inmates were killed in a series of riots linked to Los Choneros and their rivals. Videos leaked from inside showed horrifying images. Gangs using machetes, grenades, and even chainsaws against rivals. These massacres highlight how Ecuador's prisons are not just places of punishment, but centers of power for criminal organizations. Story 6. The cocaine ports of Ecuador. Ecuador has become a major hub for cocaine shipments heading to Europe. Ports like Guayaquil are crucial for smuggling, hidden inside fruit containers and shipping crates. Gangs like Los Choneros and Los Lobos fight violently for control of these routes. International cartel, especially from Mexico and Europe, partner with Ecuadorian gangs to move tons of cocaine through the country. The profits are staggering, but the violence is devastating. Assassinations of dock workers, police, and even politicians are now common. Story 7. The assassination of Fernando Villavicencio. In August 2023, Ecuador was shocked when presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated at a campaign rally in Quito. Villavicencio had spoken out against organized crime and corruption. Authorities later linked his killing to Los Lobos, showing just how far gangs had infiltrated Ecuador's politics. The assassination drew global attention and highlighted the deadly risks of standing up to the narco underworld. Story 8. Narco politics, crime, and government. Ecuador's gang crisis is not just about prisons and streets. It has also seeped into politics. Multiple reports suggest gang money funds campaigns, while corrupt officials provide protection for traffickers. Several local politicians, mayors, and even police commanders have been assassinated in recent years, often for resisting or betraying criminal groups. Story 9. Contract killings and sicarios. Like Colombia and Mexico, Ecuador has seen the rise of sicarios, hired assassins. For just a few $100s, gangs hire killers to eliminate rivals, businessmen, or even politicians. These contract killings often happen in broad daylight, in restaurants, outside schools, or at traffic lights. Such brazen violence shows how deeply fear and impunity dominate Ecuadorian society. Story 10. Ecuador's future. Can the violence be stopped? Ecuador is now considered one of Latin America's most violent countries, with homicide rates rivaling Mexico and Brazil. But the government has begun responding with states of emergency, military crackdowns, and international cooperation. Still, many experts warn that without tackling corruption and poverty, the gangs will only grow stronger. The battle for Ecuador's future is not just on the streets, but also in its institutions. From the bloody rise of Los Choneros to the shocking assassination of a presidential candidate, Ecuador's gangster history is a story of power, fear, and survival. These 10 real gangster stories reveal how a small Andean nation became a key battleground in the global drug war, and how ordinary people are caught in the crossfire.